Welcome, everybody. This is how to use and host Blab. No Blabbus Interruptus. We're the Circadians. I'm Ron Schneeberger. That's Bill Graham. And we're going to go over some things on how to use Blab and how to host Blab, give you some information. We have a couple of announcements, and we have tell you about our schedule for next week as to we're still going to be here at 10 o'clock. But we're going to change some of the programming, and we're going to add something for next week, and we'll go over that later. And I am just going to say, Bill, I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Very good. Thanks, Ron. And happy Casual Friday to everybody, wherever you may be in the world. We're going to take approximately 30 minutes on how to use and host a Blab, as Ron said. There'll be no Blabbus Interruptus. And we're here every weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the USA. And like Ron said, we're going to change it up a little bit and try and provide some additional information and I guess the next step after you know the basics. The first portion of the Blab is to help you use Blab. It's about 15 minutes long. It's fast-paced and with a clear goal. We want to give you the confidence to use Blab. We don't answer questions from the audience during the presentation. We show you how to use Blab, and that's it. So we ask you to hold your questions until the end, but we do encourage you to join the Blab and ask your questions in the comments stream. And when we open the seat near the end, please join us and experience being in a Blab, or ask your questions or make comments and suggestions. We appreciate that too. We are the Circadians. Who are we? Well, the Circadians are a concept community that isn't built around one individual. We work, live, and thrive in a guru-free zone. Everyone is equal, everyone matters, and everyone has their own special gift. And the sum of those gifts are certainly greater than any one individual. What we do are create event-driven events like this, outcome-oriented business-building platforms, broadcasts, websites, content, training programs, and more. But mostly we operate in a guru-free zone, getting stuff done. And we welcome the opportunity to elaborate on that. Just ask for an invitation to our community today by emailing stan@thecircadians.com or follow the Canadians at the Circadians at blab.im/the Circadians. Okay, well, to get started, Blab doesn't really have any rules, but the Blab team has created some agreements or guidelines. They would like the community to go by these, so here they are. First of all, respect each other. Secondly, honor the viewer's time. Let others talk. Don't be an awful person to be around. Argue the point and not the person. And the host sets the rules to the party unless they conflict with these rules. And before we get into the presentation, there's a few people we like to thank every morning. Roxanne Davenport is one person. Eileen Smith is another. Sandra Van Sickle is another. Rachel Gilmore. These are all people that put on Blabs, and we've gotten information from them. And we follow them, and we appreciate them. So they're people to consider following and watching. Okay, getting started. The first thing you see is a whole screen. The screen is black. Even the comments. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see a black "Tell a Little Bird" with a little blue bird. Click on that. A dialog box will pop up. You can either edit the message in that dialog box or post the tweet, and you'll be sending a tweet to only your Twitter feed, but it notifies them that you're in a Blab, and it's a great way to increase the number of people watching, and we encourage people to tweet out our Blab.
I got ahead of you there a little bit, Bill.
No, it's okay. The next thing is giving props. You'll see the two little hands in the lower right-hand corner of Ron's screen and my screen. Click on them, and you will see the little bubbles coming up. Those are called props. People give the blabbers props when they say things that they like or agree with. And, well, Now is a great time. Look at the props we're getting. It's simply a nice gesture. Props don't accumulate. They don't help you ranking in Blab or any of the other platforms. You can't redeem them at the bank or at the coffee shop. They're simply a nice gesture, but we appreciate them, and thank you. Now, your Blab profile. Your profile matches your Twitter profile by default, but it doesn't have to. You can change it to better suit the message you want to convey on Blab. And this is a good idea because blabbers roll over each other's profiles to find out about them. And sometimes the decision to follow is made on that information. And the information on the bio field is what's displayed when someone rolls over your picture. Now, if we look to the top of the comment stream on the right side, you will see all and mentions. All is what comes up by default, and it basically displays all of the comments that have been made in the comment stream. If you go over and click on mentions, you will see when you have been mentioned. All of the comments where your Blab handle or Twitter handle has been used at the beginning will show up in that comment, and it helps you go back and see who has made comments to you, so you can respond and carry on the conversation. Now, you see a list of your followers and whom you are following on your profile page. If you look at your followers' profiles, you can see if the follow is mutual. And by clicking on a person's profile, you can actually go there and follow them. Now, how can you participate in a Blab? Each Blab has the capability of 4 blabbers. We've locked out 2 seats right now just to get through the presentation, and we will open them up later and invite people in. And the host determines how many seats will be open. They also decide who comes in and who goes out, and that's the host's job. Now, back in the comment stream, you'll notice that, well, as of a few weeks ago, they changed the format, and the background of the comment stream is dark with light writing. If you find that hard to read, and some people do, you can type /light, and the background will change to a light background with dark writing. And if you do that right now and you get over there and say, you know what, I like it the dark way, simply type /dark, and it will bring you back to the dark background with the lighter writing. Now, the next thing is to send a message. Sending a message is easy. At the very bottom of the comment stream, you will see send a message. Click in that dialog box, type your message, and hit enter. And your comment will be added into the stream, and everyone will see it and be able to respond to it and comment on it. Now, if you'd like to ask a question, you do it in a similar fashion, but the recommended way is to first type /Q, add a space, then type your question. And you'll see by Michelle's test question 2 that for the host, it's highlighted with a blue Q, and it just makes it a little easier when a lot of people are commenting to keep track of what are comments and what are questions, so that we can get all the questions answered. And
Bill, I think this might be a time people are, I don't know if they're going to see it or not. I don't know if anybody can see on the left-hand side where it has questions. We see it as a host and a co-host. And if I click on that, where it says the question is there, and if I click on answer question, it'll bring it up on the screen. Do we still need this now that we added the question box? Yes, if you don't type the /Q, I don't think it's going to go over there in the box.
Now, this is brand new today, so we could try different things. I don't know how you would get the question into the box otherwise, but yeah, that's a great feature, and it's going to help. It's going to help hosts tremendously. We missed the old format of being able to click on them. Okay, where were we?
You're gonna you're in the comment stream. If you go roll over somebody's name, the star, the reply arrow. You want to go over that?
Yeah. Okay. Well, like Ron said, in the comment stream, if you scroll over somebody's profile picture, two things are going to come up. You're going to see a light gray star and a reply arrow. Now, clicking on the reply arrow will insert their username into the comment stream, so you don't have to type that name, and then continue to type your message to them, and hit enter, and your comment will go into the stream with their Twitter handle, so that they know that you're talking to them. Now, once they've seen that comment, and they like what you say, or if you like what they say, you can click on the star in a comment, and it will be the equivalent of favoriting that comment. So again, they can go and scroll over the star, and the profile pictures of the people who have liked their comment will pop up, so that they know who the like-minded people are in the comment stream, and who to thank and who to reply to again. Another thing you can use the comment stream for, and we ask you not to do this right now, but if you're in a blab and you have tech issues down the road, it's helpful to know that if you type @help in the comment stream, somebody from Blab will come. They'll come right away, and they'll attempt to address your issues. So again, please don't do it right now, because we do the show or this presentation every morning. We don't want to cry wolf. We want them to come running when we do actually need them. Now, the next thing is joining a blab. It's very easy to do. When we open the windows, you will see inside of the black square a dotted circle with call in written in it. Simply click inside the call in circle, and Ron and I will, or whoever the host is, will get a notification that you would like to come in, and at that point, we determine, and we typically allow you to come in. Now, following people is something else that you may want to do. It's how you build your audience, and it's how you find people to follow. So while you're blabbing, you have the opportunity to meet people from all over the world. So it's always interesting to follow other cultures and other people, I find, and if you follow them, then you'll be able to see what they're doing in their individual communities, not their individual communities, but when they go into blabs or whatever they do in the blab community. And there's a couple of different ways to do that. The first way is at the top of each frame. You'll see that Ron and I have a little name and profile box. If you click on that name, our profiles will drop down, and you can choose to follow us from there, or you can click on somebody's profile on the top of the screen and choose to follow them from there, and you'll also be able to see if they're following you. Now, who's viewing a blab? All of the people whose profiles you see at the top of the screen and the top of the presentation are people that are watching the blab right now. And you'll see to the left of all of those profile pictures, there's two numbers. 29 represents the total number of people who visited the blab, and 17 are the number of people that are actually watching. And again, if you click on that eye by the 17, a list of those people that are watching right now will drop down, and again, you'll have the opportunity to see things about them, and of course to follow them. And we encourage you to follow them. And I think, Ron, that is the basics of using Blab.
Yeah, I was just looking at the questions here, and let me get up to the top there, and it's kind of nice there that we were able to see that. Okay, what I'm going to do now is go over the second half of our program here, and it's on how to host a Blab. And what I'm going to do is go right to the blab.im homepage, and if you click on that, you will see in the center it says on air, scheduled, and replays. If you click on air, it shows all the blabs that are on air now. If you click on scheduled, it shows all the scheduled blabs coming up, and replays will show all the replays. To the left on the screen, you'll see a list of topics. It could say business, it could say hanging out, it could say first blab, whatever the topic is. If you click on that and then go over and click on air, it will bring up only the blabs that are pertaining to the topic that you clicked on. Same with scheduled. You click on scheduled, it'll bring up all the scheduled blabs pertaining to the topic. If it's business, it'll bring up all the blabs scheduled that pertain to business. And the replays also, it'll bring up all the replays that are under the topic that you clicked on. And if you go back to show all, it'll show all of them. On the top left, it'll say, by your profile picture there, it'll say start a new blab. And when you click on that, you'll get a drop-down box. At the top, it'll say start a new blab. Like we discussed before, it'll have profile, settings, and I didn't want to cough in everybody's ear. Settings and log out, and those things you can change. Don't click on profile while you're in the blab, or you will get booted out, and you'll have to come back in again. If you click start a new blab, what you will see next is a black box that's at the top says host a blab. And you'll notice a line there, and that's where you type the title or the subject of your blab. And when you do that, you'll see numbers on the right, and that's how many characters you can use, up to 80. And it'll give you a countdown. You use 50, 64 of the 80. If you go over the 80, it won't show up after the 80 characters. You'll have to shorten your topic or subject to fit in that 80 character limit. Once you fill out the title, you'll see a box come up that has tags in it. Self-improvement, life, first blab, a host of different tags. You can click on those, and you can pick up the 3 tags, and when you do want to go live, those tags become available. At the bottom of that box, it'll say, when do you want to go live? You can click on now, and in that case, your blab will start immediately. Or you can click on in the future. If you click on that box, another black rectangular box will come up with a clock. You put in the time that you want the blab to start, click on AM or PM, and make sure you do that. If you're scheduling a blab for the morning and it's nighttime, and that clock will show PM, you have to change it to AM, because I made that mistake one time and went to look for my blab, and it's like, why don't I see it? Well, it's because I wanted it in the morning and I didn't change the PM to AM. Underneath the clock, you can click on tomorrow if that's when you want to start it, or any date in the future. It has a little simple calendar there where you can click on the date, and that's when your blab will start, on that date at that time. Then at the bottom left, you'll see it says schedule blab. You click on that, and another box will pop up, and it'll have a countdown clock across the top. It'll have the days, hours, minutes, and seconds. It'll have the information. If you have an image, it'll show the image. It'll have the title to your blab. And at the bottom, it'll say start now, in which case you can start the blab anytime you want to, up until your scheduled blab. If you don't want to wait to start your blab when it's scheduled, you can start it earlier if you wish. Notify your followers and say, I'm going to start this earlier. I'm going to start it now. And they know that you're starting it now, and you click on now, and it'll start. I think I probably made that more confusing than it should be. Just ignore what I said, and if you want to start it now, just click on start now. There's an edit button there. If you want to change the title to your blab before it starts, you can click on that. If you want to change the time, you click on the edit button and you can change the time. Once you start a blab, you do have to join. What fun would it be if you scheduled a blab and left that start there and nobody would be there to enter? So you do have to join. And when you do, you'll see a screen that will pop up. And it's all black. And in the top left, you'll see an edit button. It's like a pencil on a piece of paper. And anytime you want to, you can change the topic during the blab. You just have to remember one thing. The topic that's in there when you close out your blab, that's the one that's going to show up on a replay if you record your blab. The record button's a big red button. And when you start record, you will see another button. That button will change to a pause button. When you stop recording, that button goes back to resume recording. So you can actually stop and start a recording during your blab at any time. If something comes up where you don't want it recorded in the blab, you can stop the recording and then start it again when you want to. Now, if somebody clicks on the follow little bird button on the left side, it shows up in the comment stream also. As a host, you can lock out the other seats until you're ready to let people in. And as you can see, we do have that seat locked out, and we'll let people in a little later. When people join, what you will see is a white box will pop up with their name and their profile information. And it'll have a check mark there and an X. If you want to let them in, you click on the check mark. If it's somebody you don't want to let in, you click on the X and that box will disappear and you can let somebody else in. Now, when somebody joins the blab, they will have where if you look to the top of my and Bill's box there, you'll see our picture, and next to the picture, you'll see an H. But when somebody joins the blab, you will just see a G as a guest. If you want to make them a co-host, you click on their name, and what you will see is a box with their profile information, and on the left side, there'll be an H with a plus sign. You click on that, and that will make them a co-host. If they want that H to appear, all they have to do is refresh the screen. They can come back in, and they will have the H by their name, and they are a co-host. They can do exactly what the host can do. They can delete comments. They can let people in the seat. They can boot people out of the seat. So they have all the abilities of a host except one. The host can get back in anytime at all. So if I was the host, Bill and I, we don't consider ourselves host or co-host. We're equal in this. So it's kind of hard to say that for me when we kind of share the responsibilities and it's equal. But if I was the host and started the blab and Bill clicked that X and booted me out, I could come back in. Bill could not keep me out of the blab. I want to go over one thing in the comment stream that the host and the co-host can do. And that's if somebody makes a comment and it's not appropriate and you don't like the comment, if you hover over their name in the lower right corner, there will be a red diagonal box with an X in it. You click on the X and that comment will disappear. Again, if you click on their picture, it'll bring up information about them. And you can click on get their profiles up at the top if you roll over their picture, just like Bill described before. Those numbers at the top, if you look at those, and I think Bill described it, I'll just mention it again in case somebody dropped in. You'll see a 35, the I, and a 17. The 17 are viewers that are watching now. Over to the far right, you might see sometimes a +1 or a +2. those are people who are viewing the Blab that aren't signed into their Twitter account or Blab account. They're watching from the web. If you click on that eye, it'll bring a box down with all the people in there that are viewing the Blab, and you can get the information on those people, and you can click if you want to follow them. And also it has a blue bird there. You can click on that, and that'll let you follow them on Twitter. I think that's about it, Bill. I'm going to come back to the main screen, and because I was in and had it opened
Yeah. Oh, that was great. This new comment feature I think is great too. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but Stan has been posting images today, and the images do get larger. So thanks, Stan, for that. And I this all being beta, I thought it would be kind of cool if maybe we could bring those images into a question screen, but it looks like that feature probably won't work. But what I did notice about the comment or the question thing is that people in the comment stream can click on the star when a question is asked, and we as hosts get to see how many people want to see that question asked, and it actually moves the questions with the more votes to be answered to the top of the list. And I don't know, Ron, do you want to maybe go through this list? And a lot of them are tests today, but the first one was from Stan, where he tried to post an image, and I'm just wondering. No, so even if we put it up on the screen and click on it, the link is not live. So it's not a solution to screen sharing by any sense of the imagination.
Several people have clicked in the test that they wanted testing that, which is fine. That's what we're here for. Robert Owens shows that it's a test. There was I know what I wanted to mention. Here's another change before we go too far, and I don't want to forget it. I just made it here in my notes. At the end of our Blab, you could be taken, or you will be taken to another Blab. I think it's about 10 seconds or so, and you'll be taken to another Blab. If you don't like that idea and you don't want to go to another Blab, right at the top left where it says beta, if you click on that, it'll go back to where you were. So I don't know, it's something they're testing out or trying or instituted. And if you as a Blab viewer or a host, I'm hearing a lot of noise, Bill. I don't know what it is.
If I muted myself, helped?
Yeah, it's gone now. Okay. But if it's something that you might not like, notify the Blab team. Let them know your thoughts on it, though, if you like it or you don't like it. That's why they have that you can contact them. If you go to the blab.im page, I believe it's at the bottom of the page, you can contact them and let them know your thoughts on the matter.
There was another question here, Ron, from Luciana Texiaria. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. She wanted to know if Blabs are private or are they always public? And the short answer to that is yes, they are always public. The long answer is there are ways you can manipulate the test zone so that your Blab is not private but kind of unlisted. But the short answer is no, your Blab is always public and can always be found. And that's all of the questions that we've been asked so far, Ron. And, before we let people in, I would like to go over. I told them at the beginning we're going to be making some changes next week. We are still going to be here at 10 o'clock. Yeah.
On Mondays, we are going to go to how to host a Blab, and that's going to be back to the 25 minutes. We're not going to combine the two. We're just going to have how to host a Blab. On Tuesday, we're going to be welcomed with Lindsay Allen taking my spot in the seat, and who knows what we're going to have on Tuesday? That's going to be interesting with Lindsay. On Wednesday, it's going to be how to host the Blab. On Thursday, we're going to institute something new. Bill, since you were the primary architect in this, why don't you tell them what we're going to institute new on Thursday?
Well, like everything in the Circadians, Ron, it wasn't a solo effort. Everybody actually contributed. I mean, I wrote the form, but everybody contributed it, and so thanks to everybody for that. But now that we've basically gone over the basics of how to use a Blab and how to host a Blab, the next step in the evolution, I guess, is to start thinking about the common best practices to use when joining Blab or any other live streaming event. So that's going to be the new presentation next week, and we're going to incorporate that into the show and or into the presentation and just kind of go over some of the things that you can do to make yourself a guest that's welcomed by a host, and to make your best first impression, because you can only make one first impression. So that's what that's all about. And I just wanted to add to what you talked about earlier with this new thing from Blab about people being shoveled off to another place. And I think, Ron, you agree with me. We're not totally in agreement with that, because unfortunately, as hosts of this show, we can't control where you go after this. So we want you to be aware that you have, I think it is 10 seconds after our show. You can hit the beta button and it'll take you back to the home screen if you want to continue on watching Blabs. If you wait that 10 seconds, it's kind of like a roulette wheel. You could be thrown into anybody's Blab. And unfortunately, we can't control that, and we just want you to know that that's a new thing, and it's something you're going to come up against.
One more thing: at the end of the week on Friday, we're going to still have Casual Friday, but what we're going to do on Friday is we're going to let people join in and ask their questions. We're not going to have a schedule whether it's going to be how to use a Blab or how to host a Blab. We're just going to have it open, like an open mic show, and we're going to have people come in. What you've heard during the week with us, if you have questions, we'll try and answer them, as long as you try and keep it on the topic as to how to use a Blab and how to host a Blab, what we go over during the week. We're just going to open it up and change Friday a little bit and have it a little different.
Okay, Ron, we've only got about 10 minutes left, so I've opened the seat. If anybody has any questions and want to come in, or if you have any comments or any input on these new changes, we'd love to hear it. And certainly any of the Circadians that are out there, come on in and take 30 seconds and let us know who you are. And we're going to bring Lindsay in right now. And good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, all.
What will you end up if you're not careful?
What will you? If you're not careful, you'll end up in my novel.
In your where?
My novel.
Oh, in your novel.
Yeah, don't piss me off.
That's a novel idea.
It is indeed.
I thought
my name is Lindsay Allen. I'm a Circadian, and I'm a male Circadian who is a little bit different. On Monday through Thursday, most male Circadians wear shirts with ties, while I managed to wear a shirt that has a collar and more than 2 buttons. On Friday, the male Circadians dress down to at least a shirt with 2 buttons and a collar, while I wear a T-shirt with a message. So that's my own little thing, my own little kick.
Okay, I thought for a minute there, since that was the novel was posted down pretty low, I hope it wasn't a mispronunciation of navel, and I certainly didn't want to get into your navel. That's
boy, I don't think I would care for that either, dude. My thing is I'm unretired. I tried to go the retired route some time ago, and it just didn't work. So the thing that I do to make money occasionally is I do web presences, which is a website with a blog created using WordPress and various other tools, and the social media that works for me. I also write. I'm getting ready to write in NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writers Month, in the month of November, where you write 50,000 words in 30 days. I've done it 2 years in a row, and it's always been a prodigious effort, but I look forward to it. And this year, my topic is going to be about playing World of Warcraft. I'm going to call my book Rock Like a Lock, Playing a Warlock in World of Warcraft. So that's all I have to say. I will be gone out of your hair. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. You're doing a great job today.
Thanks, Lindsay. We appreciate that.
I just want to say something. I am part of the circadian community, and we all have our own unique talents, and we all help each other in different ways. And so the people who are part of the circadian community, we share what we do, and we none of us takes total credit for anything. It's and like it says, we're a guru-free zone, and we get stuff done. We have 2 clinics a day, one at 9 o'clock in the morning and one at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The afternoon clinic is like right now, it was a week long. We're finishing up today on YouTube and how to make a YouTube video and how to put it in YouTube. And we're learning that. Next week, we're going to be talking about Canva and how to work with images. And so that's what we're about there. Mike, I'm going to let you in here, and you're ready to tell us who you are. Go ahead.
Good morning, guys.
Let's say good morning to Sunny, too, first, and acknowledge that she's here. Hi, Sunny.
Hi, how are you? Hi.
Mike is a circadian, and we're going to give him his 30 seconds, and then we'd love to hear your question or your input. So go ahead, Mike.
Sure, guys. Hey, I appreciate it. Love what you're doing. Anytime there's a new platform, I'm always excited to learn about it and try to institute it, because you never know. You never know what it's going to be that's going to help your business. And my business is life insurance. I'd gotten started on using social media as a way to get my message out of the importance of having and making sure that your family is protected. Because, I hit people right between the eyes in the fact that none of us are getting out of here alive. I've not met anybody yet who's getting out of here alive. And with that being said, hey, you need to plan. You have a business, you have a family. Most folks have, feel a responsibility to those people, and the best way to guarantee their a good life for them, if you don't come home tonight, is through life insurance. So I promote my business through various means of social media, Blab now being a new one, and looking to get my message out from Maine to California, which was really inspired by the fact that my father was in the insurance business, and he was, the traditional way of his clients coming from about a 3 or 4 or 5 mile radius. And I figured, hey, I can touch the whole country by using social media. So I'm a social media inspired life insurance agent.
Perfect. Okay, well, thanks for that, Mike. Why don't you let people know where they can get a hold of you? If you want to put that in the comment stream, then people.
I mean, look into the right, because I have 2 screens going here, but I will put my link in there, and it's real simple. It's just your lifeinsurance411.com. It'll take you to a nice little page, and that page is a way that you can get in touch with me. Even though we're talking about technology, I do like to speak and engage with my clients. Did I spell all that right? Your Life Insurance 401. I think I spelled that right, but that's where you can get a hold of me.
Okay,
perfect.
Mike, thanks.
Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Got to boot me out of here.
Good morning, Sunny. How are you?
Yeah. How are you, Sunny?
Hey, I'm great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Awesome. I have to tell you that a colleague of mine just today told me, you need to be on Blab, because I told her I wanted to get back into doing interviews with people that have inspiring stories, or even just want to blab. So sure. I just went to Blab, or I might have Googled, and your program was the first one I saw that said, how to blab. So I just wanted to say hello to you. And hopefully after today, I'll figure out some of the things that you've been saying and start my own blab.
Very good. Yeah. Well, we're here every morning. I mean, Ron makes it look really easy. I stumble around a little bit, but there's some. It's not as easy as it looks. It's good to get on there and practice with some people before you actually go live to the world with your message, maybe. But yeah, okay. It's a great platform, and you can lock the bottom seats if you want to do an interview with one person, so that it's an interview style person. Or platform, and then open the seats later so that people can engage with that person. So I love Blab for that reason, and I find being in Belize that our internet is not great here, so it's a platform I can use, and the quality stays pretty good.
Okay, awesome. I've tried Google Hangouts before, but this seems like just a tad better. So I'm going to experiment. So I appreciate being on today. Thanks,
Sonny.
Well, thanks for joining us.
If you watch us a few times, you'll get the hang of it. You'll get the information, and watch a couple of different types of blabs that interest you. You'll see how it works. And we do have a co-host in the Circadians, learnblab.com/co-host. If you see that link there, Stan put it in there. If you click on that, you can get some information about that. And But thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you stopped by, and I hope we're going to be a help to you.
Thanks, Ron and Bill, and thanks, Stan.
What was your impression, Sonny?
I love it. I think it's a fun thing to do. I can't wait to try it out.
And you've learned some things in today's presentation?
I absolutely have, yes.
Great. We love to hear that.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye. Bye for now. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning, guys. What a great show today.
Well, thank you. Who are you and what are you up to this morning?
Well, I am a Circadian, and I'm part of the community now, and I think it's a wonderful community. I'm learning a lot every day, and I would like to take what I learned from Blab and put it into what I am very passionate about, what I learned from the Circadians, I should say. And what I am passionate about is dementia support and awareness. My mother has had this disease since age 58, and that's 16 years now. So I run a support group on Facebook that supports patients, caregivers, and advocates alike 24/7, 365 days a year. It is the third leading cause of death now in the United States. And out of the top 10, there is no cure, no prevention, and no treatment. And that's my story.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us and for all the things you do in the Circadian. Michelle is kind of like our Circadian, our secretary Circadian, because anytime somebody says, I don't think I have time to do that, Michelle does it. So she's our does everything else kind of person. And we appreciate that. Thanks,
we kind of make her we kind of step back and make her the volunteer.
That's right.
No choice. I get no choice in the matter.
But she does a great job. I'll tell you what she has done in the last few weeks is unbelievable. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. And I don't really want to learn to do it. And Michelle, thank you for what you've been doing.
That was very nice. Thank you
yes.
very, very much, Ron. And Bill, great job. Both of you guys, great job. Thank you.
Thanks. We appreciate it.
You know, we're coming up to the end, and
Arlene says that she's voluntold.
She's what?
She's voluntold.
Voluntold. Yeah. Also, there's one other thing I want to mention. If Stan wants to put the link in there, that the brick and mortar rescue that we do with the Circadians. If you want to check that out, if you have a brick and mortar business and need some help, get in touch with Stan at the Circadians. I don't have the link handy. If somebody wants to stick that in there, that's fine. Lindsay, we'll let you in, and Bill left you in.
I just noticed something. We were commenting on putting images inside the question area, and I didn't hear anybody remark what I have discovered is if I click on that particular question and ask to show it on a separate screen, a separate window, then I see what Stan has posted. It doesn't show up in the questions column, but it can be brought up in a separate browser window or tab.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Stan.
Mr. Bush.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Okay, we're either in for some good news or some bad news here.
I am always the bearer
Back
of
away
good
here
news.
right now.
I'm always the bearer of good news. Even, that's just you might as well call me Good News Stan.
I'm going to get ready to wipe the spit off the screen.
Well, all I wanted to say was I think you guys did a fantastic job. While you guys are doing that, I'm working on the slideshow for the other stuff that we've talked about, and it looks like this is really going to be a great way to do that. But I did want to say a couple of things. One is that there was a question about the Facebook thing. So I put that. We do have a Facebook group over there, but as these guys know, in this morning's, we have a clinic every morning, which they mentioned, and we just go like we get stuff done. It's like, this is how you do this. While I was actually doing the slide share, I started thinking, you know what? I need to really kind of add that into next week, maybe, and show how to do that slideshow, because you know me, once I get started, I'm going, okay, I need to put the background on there, which means like, how do you put the background on there? How do you put your, personalized background and all that kind of stuff? And where did that image come from? But so I wanted to kind of impress two things. One is that the stuff that you're going to be seeing about us publicly is one thing. Beginning tomorrow, we have a private group in more than one social network that's going to be private. And to get into that, you do have to actually join us. The co-host stuff is a lot of fun. It gets you a chance to do exactly what Ron and Bill are doing right now. And if you like subjecting yourself to that sort of thing, then this is the place to do it, because we'll certainly let you have at it. But it's just easier to do it when there's a team. I appreciate what Robert had said up there, and I just wanted to say, I appreciate the work and stuff that you guys are doing. The image thing, the secret to the images, and because we've all talked and we're agreed that we're only going to go into so much stuff during these blabs. But the secret to the image thing is that you have an HTTPS with the actual URL of the image when you post it over there, and then that image will, and then the image will show up over on the right-hand side there. And that was pretty much it. You guys covered the thing about the questions. I like the way the questions. The only thing that you didn't mention was that if you like, I'm going to put a question over here, and I'll see if it does it just on this. Is that if I, it shows up over there, but if I, if somebody can star that, because I can't star it myself, I have heard, and I'm not positive, but I've heard, see how it moved that up to the top? As it gets voted, it gets voted up to the top. So the questions that people, like the most kind of get voted to the top is the way I understood it. It's not necessarily true, but it is the way.
I actually mentioned that, but thank you for reminding everyone.
And then I'm going to get out of here. I just want to have those two plugs: learnblab.com/co-host, and that there's a Facebook group, but there's also a Facebook hidden community. There's a Google Plus group and community, but there's also a hidden community, and there is a LinkedIn community, which is hidden. There's a lot of things that we do that's a lot of fun. I'm out of here now, guys. Thanks for giving me the time.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Stan. We always welcome Stan.
Okay, I think we're done. I'm going to